Hey there, everybody. Thank you for watching Spread the Good with Full of Heart Homes. I'm Ira Edens. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about preparing a home to sell. The first thing you need to do is get inspections. You need to get the home inspection, a roof inspection, and pest inspections. Okay, this is very important because you don't want to have any surprises, from a buyer coming in with credit requests or repair requests. Okay, those surprises can be costly and can cause you to actually get out of contract, and then you have to relist, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so again, get your inspections done so there's no surprises at the very least. Even if you're not going to do the repairs, you need to know in advance what repairs are necessary to get it at 100% ARV. Okay, you want to know exactly what it's going to take to get to 100% of the market value it should be at. Okay, now that's going to help you after you get your house into contract, because after the house is in contract, the buyer is going to come in and do their own inspections, and based on the report they get back, they're going to come in and say, "Hey, look, we found these things that need to be repaired," and there are going to be things. There's usually a lot of things, um, and that's going to give them leverage. You didn't know that it needed all these repairs. They do, and they came in with an offer based on no repairs needed. So now they have leverage to ask for credits or for you to pay for repairs before closing. Okay. Now, if you had the inspections done and you disclosed to them all the reports, and you had your own estimates, and that's another thing you got to do after you get your inspections, is get your own estimates for those repairs. That actually takes their leverage away, because they went into contract knowing these things existed. Okay, and so that's going to really help you in negotiations after you go into contract. Because remember, after you go into contract, they have the right to do inspections and renegotiate based on those inspections. Now, another thing that you're going to want to do is update. Okay, if your home is outdated, you're really going to want to do some updating. Okay, now that doesn't mean you got to do full-on renovations. You might want to, depending on your home and depending on the neighborhood it's in and what's selling, and what homes in that neighborhood have been selling for recently, and what their homes look like, what their kitchens look like, what their bathrooms look like, what the floors are. That's all going to determine what people are looking for, right? What they're willing to put an offer for. If they're looking at all these other homes that are updated and yours isn't, they're going to say, okay, well, I can get this house cheaper than those ones, and I can update it myself. But if I update it myself, I'm going to have to pay out of pocket for that. So I'm going to have to put in a lower offer so that I can have some money to update it, or I'm going to need credits back in order to update it to look like the other homes that I like. Like, people want a home that's updated. The more convenient the house is for them, the more likely they are to put in a top offer. And when they start thinking about all these different things they need to update in their home, not only are they discounting what they believe it will cost to do those updates, but they're also discounting more for the inconvenience of having to update them. So when they're putting in our offer, the offer is not lower just based on the cost they believe it will be to update it, but there's the added amount they're taking off for their inconvenience of needing to update it. That's how buyers think. And so if you're able to update your home to be more modernized, you're really going to want to do that. And it's easier today than ever to do that, because you actually don't need to have any cash out of pocket to do the updating anymore. Okay, we have services available for no fees or any interest to have any updating done. You need to get done to sell for a higher net amount. Okay, and then when the house sells, then those contractors get paid at that point without any extra interest or fees or anything on top of that. So, and the service that I refer to people is Curbio. They do a great job of doing this, and it's all very straightforward. Okay. Now, let's say you do have cash. Let's say you don't want to use a service like Curbio, and let's say you want to use your own contractors and whatnot. Great. Okay. One thing you want to consider is that you don't have to do full renovations or whatnot. Same thing, even if you use Curbio, you don't have to do full renovations and make your house more modernized and get people to put in a top offer. Okay. You could do things to make your house look more modernized without changing everything. For instance, in the kitchen, let's say you have kitchen cabinets that are original from the 1970s or the 1980s, and you have that wood grain, and it's got a golden tint to it, and it just looks very dated. You don't have to change those. You just paint them, right, to look more modern. And now if you do paint them, and you paint them yourself, and I'd paint it myself because I like to save money, but if you paint them, you can't just paint them. Okay, you have to fill them with an epoxy. Fill the wood grain with an epoxy, and then smooth it out. And then once that's set, then you can paint it whatever color we think is best for your home in order to sell it at the top price. Okay, it's important that you fill it with an epoxy, because otherwise, when you paint over the wood, you'll still see the wood grains. You don't want that. You want it to look sleek and smooth, like the wood grains were never there. Okay, so you want to fill it with an epoxy first. Once that's set, then you paint it. Make sure it's nice and smooth before you paint it. Then you go ahead and paint it. That's just one example. You can also update in a bathroom. Let's say you have a bathroom that hasn't been updated. It's the original bathrooms from the 1970s. You have that old countertop. It's nasty looking, whatever. You can update all that for just a few $100. It's really not that expensive to do renovations that are good enough to prevent people from coming in and saying, "Oh, this needs to be updated." Okay. Now you could go full on out, but usually that's not what you want to do. There are some markets that you would want to do that in. There are very few. The majority of homes are in markets where you don't need to go full renovation mode. You just have to do this simple updating. The budget-friendly updating is all it's needed in most cases. And a good realtor will help you determine what you actually should do to get your best net profit from the sale of your home. Okay. Again, the goal is not to sell your home at the highest price. Okay. The highest price only helps the realtor. It doesn't help you in your pocketbook. Okay. You want to have the most profit. The difference between what the sell price is and how much you owe in the house, plus the work, the amount of money you put into repairing it and updating it. Okay, and sometimes, and many times, in fact, it's probably most of the time, doing whatever it takes to get the highest sale price actually nets you less money than if you just did the simple updates. Okay, so again, you talk to a good, honest realtor, and they'll be able to help you do that. All right, so we talked about updating your home, modernizing it so that you can market to the masses. Remember, we don't market to the people in the middle of the bell curve. Okay, you want to market to the people in the middle of the bell curve, not the eccentrics part of the curve, because an eccentric coming into a home that they love because it's eccentric, they're going to be the only ones putting in an offer. You don't want that. You want a bunch of people putting in offers. And from my experience, the homes that are updated, they're beautifully updated and modernized, they're selling in a week. In today's market, they're selling in a week. And this is a buyer's market. Okay. So these buyers are being very picky. They don't want to put any work with their home. They want a turnkey home. Okay. So you got to update your home because those updated homes are the ones selling within a week at top price. And the homes are sitting on the market, they're not updated, or they're priced way off. It's usually because they're not updated. Okay. So another thing you need to do is you need to look at curb appeal. Okay. The better your yard looks, the more likely it is that they enter your home already feeling good about the possibility of living there. Okay, if the yard is beautiful, they're already going into the door with a smile on their face, and that's what you want. Making it less likely that they see flaws or see things they don't like, right? The attitude changes when you walk through a yard and it's all run down and there's broken pots here and there and the garage door is dilapidated. Those things already get people feeling negative about your homes. When you walk in the door, even though if it's updated on the inside, they're looking for all kinds of flaws and mistakes because that's what they saw in the front yard, right? So if you have a beautiful yard, a beautiful curb appeal, then you go the buyers, the potential buyers go in the home already feeling good about the home, and they're less likely to be overly critical about every little thing inside the home. That's what you want, okay? And making your yard beautiful or more appealing is not expensive. There are a lot of cheap things you can do and quick fixes you can do to make it more appealing to the eye. Okay, for instance, a quick flower bed you can put in the yard, and some potted plants with flowers that are blooming, right? You don't want to go to the nursery and pick out a plant that blooms like 6 months from now. You want a plant that's already blooming, right? So you get those in there, and that can help take the eye off some things that are flaws in your yard, such as patchy grass or dead grass here and there, or roots sticking up out of the ground from the tree. There's a lot of simple things you can do to catch people's attention onto good parts, and it allows them to ignore some of the parts that aren't as good. Okay, again, talk to a realtor. A good realtor will be able to help you determine what you can and should do to get the best results possible. That's our show for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, or you'd like to suggest a business that people should go check out because you love their service, you love their product, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And if you want to make sure you're updated on the market and want to know any more tips on involved in buying or selling a home, make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video. Remember, a house is not a home until it's full of heart. Have a wonderful day. You deserve it.